Thank you, Max, for the introduction. Great to be here. Today, I am going to share with you sourcing shift. So the content I'm going to share with you are the following. When you team sourcing in Asia, what should your sourcing team be concentrate their efforts? What is the risk? How to solve this problem? What is the best practice? And how is new technology such as blockchain and AI can help? And the digital transformation of sourcing, and I will share some case study with you as well. So by the way, any attendees, and feel free to ask any questions. You can use the comment section on the same page. So before I start, come have a look. What did you see on the slides? And says sleep carefully. However, the Chinese says be careful, caution, this is slippery. So every single word is spelled correctly in English, but words meaning simply totally different. What we call that? We call that Chinglish. So this is just a little bit of a joke, and now I want to share with you the step-by-step proven system, shows you how to make a million and not to get burned when you start sourcing from Asia, sourcing from China. So who we are is China Direct Sourcing. Just give you a little bit of background. We are the Australia leading sourcing firm. We make it possible for a company of all size to buy direct from factory in China. We are the sourcing project manager, work solely for our client interest. We are not importers, not agent. We are independent and transparent. We help our customer import from button to bulldozer, and we won many different business awards. And also received many mentions in the media, and those are some of our clients. So when you team sourcing in Asia, what should your sourcing team be concentrating their efforts? You see, first of all, you need to consider the cost. What are the labor costs when you're sourcing? What's the economy of scale? And what about the raw material? All of those factors need to take into consideration. And also next is you need to consider the location of sourcing, because especially in China, sometimes in one village, in one area, one province is good for one thing. So say for instance, in China, like near the Pearl Delta area, and if it's one village is good at shoes manufacturing, the whole street, the whole town is good for the shoes manufacturing. In Ningbo, and if one factory is good at like making the air balloon or making the different toy, and the whole street is good for that. And also another thing consider is the quality of products. How do I do the quality checks? How do I make sure the product A is the same quality as when we place the order? And also another thing is international logistics. Not only just to consider the freight, but also consider when the products are delivered to the customers or to our factory, to our warehouse, the holistic cost for the project. So when you're considering sourcing and from Asia, sourcing from low-cost country, and what is the risk? You see, recently there is one Australian business. They find a supplier on Alibaba, and they paid $80,000 for the copper wire, and went through the whole shipping process. Yet when they opened the container, it's container loads of sandbag. It is shocking, isn't it? Well, this kind of risk is happening. There are many scammers on internet, and there is a quality risk. There is a cost risk. And, when we're sourcing from Asia, we're considering, try to save the cost. But like this kind of scammers happening, it costs you so much more than the money you want to save. And another one is also if the quality of the products is not there, doesn't matter how cheap it is, and because you end up have like product recall, customer complaint, and cost more for your business. So therefore, those are the factors we need to take into consideration. Then how to solve this problem? You see, this is the 3 stages of the importing process China direct sourcing has been created and used in the past 15 years. We call the 3 stage of importing process. Stage 1, research and tender. Stage 2A, sampling. Stage 2B, purchase the negotiation. And stage 3, production and delivery management. So stage 1, research and tender, how that look like? Is we actually go through understanding the hidden cost, weeding out the good supplier from the bad, and obtaining the sample from penny on the dollar. You see, through research and tender, we basically contact more than 30 suppliers in this category, prepare request for quote, contact supplier, obtain the quote, evaluate the offer, and shortlist the appropriate supplier. And then we have, number 1, the supplier summary report. You can see with all the details about the supplier who's interested in this particular project. And then we do a quote comparison to see, apple to apple, how much actually it costs, and you get the overview of the whole market. And number 3 is you can see not only, when you get a quote from China, sometimes you get a international price, like this project, 26,000. And good international price, 13,000. And you get the local price, which is, $9,800. Through research and tender, and especially through quote comparison report, you get 1, the fair market price. Number 2, you get a very good negotiation power. And number 3 is you have a backup plan. If this supplier doesn't work out, you can always go back to another supplier. And then also there is what we do is we call the landed investment analysis. You look at these cardboard boxes. If it is, let's say, 18 cents in China, how much is going to cost me when it's landed at my door? That will be then including the freight, including the GST, including the duty, and etc. So the cost of goods is what we call the free on board FOB price, plus the freight, plus the insurance, plus the custom duty, plus custom GST, plus the clearing agent charge, plus the cartage from the port, then equals the landed cost. Then after you work out this whole project is really feasible to import from China or sourcing from Asia, then you can considering, sampling. So for sampling, usually it's not just taking from one supplier. Usually we would organize sending the client sample to supplier, arrange the sample back from supplier to the customer, and then back and forth. Then, we have an office in China and we have an office in Australia. And so therefore, utilize the strengths in office in China to get all the sample collected and sent to the client. And then shortlist the supplier and finalize one particular supplier. And when we select the supplier, the price is only one side of the consideration. We usually actually use a matrix such as the history, the experience, and the track record of this particular supplier, the quality and the workmanship, the capability, the service level, the ability to follow the instruction, willingness to comply to quality or standards, and the person managing the project. So use this matrix and give weight to each element, and then to give the score for each of the suppliers so we can shortlist the supplier. So after we finalize the particular supplier, we see the sample, and then we come to the purchase the negotiation. When we start the purchase the negotiation, it's not only just the negotiation, the price. So we actually will consider the quality control procedures, the terms of payments, the price increases, the mode ownership, the intellectual property ownership, the packaging requirement, quality issue, delivery delay, and dispute resolution. All of those elements need to take into consideration when you draft the purchase order. So after our client approved it, we send it to our supplier, we translate it in Chinese, and we negotiate on our client behalf, and we seal the deal. Then we come to the stage 3, production and delivery management. You see, for the production and delivery management, it's not only just the logistics. It is the placing the purchase order, arranging the supplier payment, monitor the purchase the progress, and having the supplier to do the self-assessment, and then organize delivery and organize customer clearance, and then go through the whole process. So what is the best practice? So when you actually sourcing from Asia and sourcing from China, and you place the order, you hope the product will turn up at your door, then you rely on luck. In China direct sourcing, we don't believe in luck. We believe in system. System, system, system. System produce results. So what the best practice is following a strict systematic way of sourcing, selecting the supplier, selecting the samples, and finalizing the supplier, and still do a tight quality control and management. Then when come to the inspection, we have the pre-shipment photo, supplier self-assessment, pre-shipment sample, and factory audit, during production inspection, pre-shipment inspection, and company inspection, and third-party inspection. Of course, each of those inspection costs money. However, we recommend, different project and require different attention and different inspection options. The maximum results require massive amount of communication to lots of different Chinese supplier. And so therefore, you really need to understand the cultural difference as well. The supplier have different rules, legal and cultural differences, and added to that international trade complexity, and the suppliers speak differently English. They speak what we call Chinglish. It can be cost and time prohibitive. China Direct has 8 golden rules. Anything is possible in China, and nothing is simple. Patience and relationships are key to success. The answer yes usually means maybe. Maybe means no, and no means keep trying. The rules are subject to interpretation. A contract is an agreement of understanding. When you are optimistic, think about the rule number 2. Nothing is simple. When you are discouraged, think about the rule number 1. Anything is possible in China. So how is new technology such as blockchain and AI can help? You see, during the operation of China direct sourcing, we come to realization of our limitation. We are very happy with the results we have got so far. However, we are not happy with just the service, hundreds or thousands of customers. We want to help millions of business worldwide. So come to realization of our limitation is one, it's a centralized solution, relies on well-trained China Direct team members. It's a long process of minimum 16 weeks to 2 years for the entire sourcing process. And it's a manual, lots of effort to facilitate one transaction, and takes from 150 to 600 hours per project. And the cost of a service ranging from 3K to 10K per project due to labor. So we decided to automate the whole sourcing process with blockchain and AI technology. And this tool, this platform is called Frison. It's the zero for international trade. How is the digital transformation of sourcing happened? Let's introduce Frison. If on Frison platform, one, the scammer can't pass the identity verification, and the supply can't pass any inspection, and all the evidence collected on the Frison would be used for China Internet Court, and the reputation for the supplier will be ruined forever. So what is Frison? Frison is the first automated Chinese supply management system. It will have proven templates, have trusted supply database, empowered by AI and blockchain technology, and all the supplies will be verified by Chinese government, Chinese legal system. All the evidence collected and during the transaction will be kept for internet court. So to give you some case study, as you on the supply chain, you can see use blockchain, use AI. You know, there are already companies such as Trade Lens, and that's developed by IBM, and that's focused on the digital shipping. And then we also have the Trade Community Service, and that's developed by the PwC and also the Port of Brisbane. And then we have Transfer that's developed by Ant Financial and Alibaba, and they focus on digital payment and cross-border payment. And Alibaba is a platform producing, like you can finding the products, finding the supplier. And Amazon is the platform where you can sell in the products, and it's a product marketplace. So for Frison, it's focusing on selecting and managing the supplier, and also as well as providing the quality assurance. So those are the platform on the supply chain, use the blockchain and to transforming the sourcing process. And I highly recommend, you know, you look into those. And I just want to say thank you. If you have any particular questions, feel free to ask me. I'm still here. And you can use the comments on the main page section and to ask any questions. Here are all my contact details. And thank you very much, and have a great day.